Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. A Ripple executive says that a radical transformation, it's a brewing. And we're talking about the global financial ecosystem. And of course, not surprisingly, we all know XRP is at the heart of this all. So I've got a brand spanking new article. I'm going to talk about that a bit. Really looking forward to sharing some thoughts with you from this particular individual. You may have heard of Ethan Beard. He's running Spring. I've also got an article which ended up talking a bit about XRP. It's from newsbtc.com. And what's the title? Intense altcoin selloff may mean a Bitcoin pullback is imminent. And again, XRP explicitly referenced in here and discussed, so had to share it with you. I just found it interesting. And the last thing that I'm going to talk about in this particular video, it's a piece. I've been following this as it's hit the news. I've been sharing this with you. This one's from Cointelegraph. No bail for Ethereum researcher turned North Korea advisor following incriminating texts. And so I just got to tell you, when Uncle Sam tells you not to be an advisor to North Korea, maybe listen so that you don't go to jail for decades. Is that fair? Is that fair? Okay. I'm just saying, if it were me, maybe would have chosen a different path. A little tiny different path than what this fellow did. We'll talk about it, though. Before I go any further, if you would please delicately tap that like button, but don't smash it. Only dorks smash the like button. You're not going to impress anybody. Slam your mouse button. You're probably going to break your mouse. Then you're going to go buy a new one. That ain't cool. That's definitely not cool. And also, go ahead, do your boy Moon Lambo a solid, and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel. I would definitely appreciate it. You don't have to, but if you do, just know from the bottom of my Moon Lambo heart, thank you. All right, let's dive in now. The head of Ripple's investment and development arm, Spring, says he expects blockchain and cryptocurrency to radically transform the way money moves around the world. That's Ethan Beard, of course, and he says that within the next 10 years, he believes crypto assets will become an essential element in the movement of money, both domestic and across borders. And so these quotes that I'm going to share with you actually came out yesterday, and I'm going to provide a few of them here, and I just found them really interesting. So here's, again, directly from Ethan Beard with Ripple Spring. I predict that over the next decade, we're going to see blockchain and cryptocurrencies really replace the entire underpinnings and the infrastructure of the financial system. And the way money moves will touch a cryptocurrency somewhere in that stack. It may not be end users using XRP or Bitcoin to buy things, but any payment that you make will touch blockchain, will touch a cryptocurrency in some form. Yes, absolutely here. And it is fascinating to me always that this is the first real use case that's getting real world adoption, even though crypto's been around a decade. Think about it. And we're just now, Ripple's just now hitting their stride in terms of real world adoption of XRP. Bitcoin, still not so much being used. It's just, being transferred back and forth on the blockchain from speculator to speculator, not actually doing anything here. But, of course, when he says the cryptocurrencies will replace the entire underpinnings, absolutely, we're talking at XRP here. This is a huge portion of it anyway. All right, now Beard is in charge of Ripple's multi-million-dollar push to boost development and adoption of XRP, as well as grow the blockchain and crypto ecosystem as a whole. He says his big blockchain epiphany came when he realized most of the modern financial infrastructure relies on a system of IOUs instead of the actual movement of dollars and cents. And how many of you were actually kind of blown away when you figured that out? I mean, I'm sure there's people listening now that are still in the learning phase and don't understand too much about how the correspondent banking system works. But were you like me? Because I tell you, when I entered the world of crypto in late 2017, it was November. And I was like, so why can't money just move? Because, of course, I didn't have a background in finance or banking or anything like that, so I had to learn from scratch. And then just the concept of there being payments separate from settlements because money doesn't even really move in the first place, and it's all requiring pre-funding of accounts and relationship building and all of that. To me, when I saw that, I was like, holy crap, this is something of a train wreck. But still, it took a while to figure out and find the right sources to even figure out that exactly why is it that money, why can't you just move the money? It's like, why can't it just go? I remember having this conversation with my mother a couple years ago when I was still learning about it, very early on. And I don't know if I had that I had I certainly didn't have the understanding that I had today, but I was starting to get it. I remember when she said that, I was like, yeah, Mom, that's the same thing that I was thinking. And there's no way that I'm the only one that was like that, obviously. I'm sure like a ton of you listening absolutely kind of thought along the same lines initially. So, yeah, absolutely, the aha moment makes total sense to me. For me, the aha moment was, holy crap, there's something to cryptocurrency because it can actually be used. I wasn't completely down with the concept initially of a cryptocurrency just replacing fiat currencies, because I was like, what problem are you solving there? That's essentially what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking, no, it won't happen. I was just thinking, to what, like, is this going to be adopted? If so, okay, maybe, but how long would that take? Which is actually still my opinion. That hasn't really changed a whole lot. But when I found out that there's a real use for cryptocurrencies today, and it's absolutely necessary for a digital asset to have an open market value, that for me was the aha moment. And I learned that in short order after jumping into the world of crypto. And that's why I found something that I was not prepared to find. I never thought that this would be... that would be the case, and that it would interest me, that I'd find that, and then ultimately be so interested that I follow it on a daily basis, to the point where I do that, like spend hours per day, and I have a YouTube channel dedicated to it. It's like I had no idea what I was getting into. I just have a blast with it, all of it, tracking it, talking about all that stuff. But man, I had no idea. So anyway, through spring, Beard has allocated $500 million to companies that are building on blockchain and plan to utilize cryptocurrencies like XRP. And so I just think it's cool stuff. I like the thoughts on this. Now here's a tweet from XRP Fitness Guy, who you have to see the GIF. I'll explain it if you can't look. It's okay, but if you can look, it's worth seeing this GIF. I thought it was funny. But XRP Fitness Guy wrote this. Currently working out and listening to some of my favorite XRP YouTube channels. Moon Lambo, Kevin Cage, Working Money Channel, XRP Venture, and CKJ Crypto News. Also mixed in with some 80s music. And so I want to say, first of all, XRP Fitness Guy, shout out to you. Thank you very much. I appreciate your support. Thank you very much. And so here's the GIF that he had associated with. There's a guy running on a treadmill, and then some woman starts to walk by, so he just about breaks his neck spinning it around, loses his footing on the treadmill, falls down, the treadmill pushes him off to the floor, and then as the woman turns around, because clearly she heard that sound, he smoothly gets into the push-up position and starts doing push-ups as if he had intentionally put himself down there on the floor. I thought it was funny. So there you go. It's better if you can see it, but if you can't, that's the Moon Lambo explanation of that GIF. All right, next. Intense altcoin sell-off may mean a Bitcoin pullback is imminent. The cryptocurrency market has been struggling to garner any decisive momentum in one direction or another over a shorter time frame, with Bitcoin leading most major altcoins to range sideways. Over the past 24 hours, however, a few notable altcoins incurred a massive amount of selling pressure that was anomalous, leading one analyst to believe that they could be front-running the next major Bitcoin movement, and it wouldn't be the first time this has happened. Now, before I cover this further, I will just say for the sake of it, XRP is sitting right at 19.1 cents on Live Coin Watch as I record this, and here I'll even click on it, but the chart, the weekly chart still looks like just like the same as Bitcoin. If this would freaking load, come on, Live Coin Watch. There we go. Okay, so it's funny enough. More recently, because again, I checked the price before I even recorded this, and it was a little. Yeah, you can see it was like 18.9 cents. So it's actually been going up a little bit. So 0.2 of a penny, and it looks like a massive spike on the 24-hour chart. But so it's actually been heading up, interestingly enough. So I just want to get the latest as we're covering this here. But anyway, at the time of writing, Bitcoin is trading up marginally at its current price of $7,300, which is around where it has been trading at for the past week. Now, the crypto has, on multiple occasions since it surged from the low 6,400s, attempted to rally up its resistance that exists within the upper $7,000 region, although each of these movements have resulted in strong and swift rejections that have led Bitcoin back to its current levels. Now, naturally, Bitcoin's bout of sideways trading has influenced the price action of most major cryptocurrencies, although a few altcoins have incurred anomalous price action over the past 24 hours, which could spell trouble for Bitcoin. Now, Scott Melker, a popular cryptocurrency analyst who goes by the pseudonym The Wolf of All Streets, I've covered him on the channel a fair bit, explained in a recent tweet that both ADA and XRP faced intense selling pressure yesterday, which he muses could mean that Bitcoin is similarly about to see some fireworks. And then here you go. ADA, did I miss something? Here we go. I'm sorry. ADA, did I miss something? Huge sell volume. Just noticed that XRP has major sell volume, but less movement as well. Wondering if we are about to see some fireworks on Bitcoin and elsewhere. And it is interesting kind of because, look, Bitcoin obviously leads the market, but it's also interesting to me because there have been just a few occasions where actually other coins have. Recently, I know that Ethereum did. I reported on that when it happened. I think it was at some point within the last week or so. And XRP has at least a few times in 2019. It's not common, but I think you're going to see more of that as time passes. And look, XRP will decouple from Bitcoin at whatever pace. Don't know how long it's going to take, but eventually utility will win the day. Now, altcoins in the past have had influence over Bitcoin's price action, which is especially true during times of low trading volume or low volatility like now. So you can kind of take it for what it's worth. We'll see what happens, but I just kind of found it interesting. Next... No bail for Ethereum researcher turned North Korea advisor following incriminating texts. Yeah, maybe don't ever be an advisor for North Korea for anything. How about that? Ethereum Foundation researcher Virgil Griffith has reportedly been denied bail in New York. Currently detained, Griffith is appealing the action. Why is that hard to say? Griffith was presented yesterday and ordered detained. James Margolin, the Chief Public Information Officer for the U.S. Attorney's Office in Southern District of New York, told Cointelegraph in an email on December 27th. He is appealing, and there will be a hearing before Judge Broderick, Margolin said, naming January 9th as the preliminary hearing date. The U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York, SDNY, rejected the option of bail for Griffith, a report from Inner City Press detailed on December 26th. Griffith first faced arrest on November 28th for allegedly traveling to North Korea to provide education on dodging sanctions via blockchain and crypto, Cointelegraph reported at the time. According to the state... Yeah, maybe don't do that. Come on, think about it. Jesus. According to the State Department's allegations, Griffith's actions breached the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, IEEPA. And take a look at this. Charges against Griffith could potentially land him up to 20 years in jail. Oh, God. How could you not see that something like this could potentially happen? Like, this is pure idiocy. My gosh. And he's 36. I'm 36. I can't imagine if I had to spend potentially the next 20 years in jail. Jesus. That's why I just don't do illegal dumb stuff. How about that? Don't be a jackass. Griffith allegedly disowned his status as an American national via text messages to family members, according to texts quoted by the U.S. Attorney's Office, according to Inner City Press, who were by their own account alone with Griffith's parents in the audience at the court appearance. Griffith's texts also allegedly included intent to facilitate money laundering activities in North Korea. Griffith's lawyer, last name Buckley, also reportedly provided inconsistent details during pre-trial proceedings, noting that Griffith both owned and rented a dwelling in Puerto Rico, explaining that cryptocurrency activities are increasing on the island. So there you go. That's the latest from this. I'll keep track. I mean, it's an interesting story, I think. So as it pops up from time to time, I'm happy to keep tracking it. But man, what are people thinking? Like, it's like especially if you're an American citizen, don't go to North Korea. There's a good chance that you're not ever going to leave. It's ridiculous to even consider going there. Anyway. All right. Well, that's it for this video, though. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. Also, don't go to North Korea. Yeah. It would be a very, very, very bad idea to buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!